What's going on, everybody? My name is G and you're watching Keeping This Tech. Today's video, a very special video. We have the special limited edition version of the Bose Soundlink Flex. This is it right here. Now, this is a limited edition. I don't know how long that's going to be true for, because you know these manufacturers could decide to make it a permanent colorway, but for now it's limited, and it's called the Carmen Red or the Sarmin Red. I don't know if the C is silent, but nonetheless, this speaker is here, and I want to talk to you guys about this speaker because I am absolutely taken back by how good this speaker sounds. I mean, for its size, you would never think that this speaker could sound as good as it does. It doesn't seem right. Now, I've been on a hunt for a Bluetooth speaker, and when I was looking for a Bluetooth speaker, I was looking for a couple of things. I wanted a speaker that I could take with me to be mobile. If I'm going to go to the park or the beach or whatever with the kids, if I wanted to throw it in the backyard real quick while I'm doing some work or even just hanging out there, if I was going to go on a bike ride, something like that. But I also wanted my Bluetooth speaker to be a speaker that I could use to maybe entertain or host a party with. Now, I realized, though, kind of right away that would actually have to maybe be two separate speakers. And now I did end up doing that, but this speaker right here could get away with throwing you a dope small party, especially if you're going to pair them with another one. Now, I went ahead and I got myself two of these bad boys because I liked them so much. And not only that, I got my wife one too, so she could rock to her music with something like this. Guys, let's go ahead and break down the Bose Soundlink Flex. So let's get into it, because I started off my Bluetooth speaker journey with the Sonos Roam. Now, I thought that speaker was going to be amazing because I looked at the specs and I said, hell yes. Are you kidding me? Not having heard the speaker and just kind of watching videos and people talking about it, I was like, I'm getting this speaker. Why not? You're right. But when you look at this speaker, you think if you're talking about specs, you'd be like, I don't know, is this speaker any good? Well, let's talk about the differences and some of the similarities. First of all, both of these are Bluetooth speakers, right? The Sonos Roam is a Wi-Fi speaker, and it also supports AirPlay too, because it's Wi-Fi. A lot of the features that you can use with the Sonos Roam is because it's in Wi-Fi, and you actually can't use some of those features when you're using Bluetooth. And so I'll get to that in just a bit, but as far as Bluetooth is concerned, the Sonos has 5.0, this one has 4.2. And I did some checking because I wasn't sure myself, but 4.2 is actually the lowest Bluetooth standard that you can have that'll give you that lossless audio or that high-res streaming to a Bluetooth device. So you're covered there as far as sound quality, but also what the major difference between those two is really the distance that your device or whatever's connected to the Soundlink Flex and how far it could be from it. So, you know, typically it's what, 30 feet? Now, I'm not going to be longer than 30 feet away from this device, or my phone won't be, or my iPad or whatever. So I don't really think that that's a concern. So it's pretty much the same. Now, the other thing that this has that the Roam doesn't have, this microphone could also be used as a speakerphone. So if a call comes in, you can receive and take your call through this. Now, the Roam does have a microphone, but it's not used for taking calls. In fact, it's used for two other things. You can have your assistants assigned to the Sonos Roam, like say Google or Alexa, but that again, that only works on Wi-Fi and not really on Bluetooth. It has this thing called automatic true play, which detects how the speaker, either if it's standing or if it's sitting, or if it's in a different room than it was before, it'll recalibrate itself. And so that's really cool. This though has what's called position IQ. And I honestly can't tell if it works or if it even means anything, because position IQ is supposed to basically allow your speaker not to change its sound or to optimize the sound based on how it is resting. So if it's vertical like you see here, or if it's horizontal this way, or if it's laying flat on its back, position IQ will make it so that way the sound doesn't really change that much. And I can't tell the difference. And there's been a ton of people on YouTube and online that have said they can't hear it, and neither can I. The only thing I can tell is that when this thing is laying flat on its back, I can obviously tell that the sound is firing up, but that's it, instead of like at me if it's facing forward. And so if we're talking about sound, we got to start off with the bass. Honestly, this is what surprises me the most. And I think it's incredible that the amount of bass is coming from this speaker. Now, it's not bass that's loud and overbearing or muddy or anything like that. In fact, it's rich, it's full. It sounds so good. As far as the mids are concerned, the vocals are crystal clear, the highs well balanced. Everything about the speaker is great. Now, if you are the type of person that likes to EQ and mess around with that kind of stuff, this speaker doesn't have that. But honestly, to be real with you, this speaker is tuned so well that you really won't need that. Now, I will say this, if you hear the speaker and you're like, man, I don't like the way it sounds. Well, you're not going to like the way it sounds. And if you're the type of person that likes to EQ stuff, then you should at least give yourself a chance to hear the speaker, because I think 9 times out of 10, maybe, okay, 8 times out of 10, you're going to think the speaker is dope because it just sounds that good. Now, the other thing I'll say about the speaker is that it does not distort. You can get it all the way up to 100% and you won't feel like, man, this is off. I mean, it doesn't sound its best at 100%. I think about 75, 80% is like the highest that I'll play it at, because I feel like it starts to lose a few things there. After all, it is still a small portable Bluetooth speaker. But again, at 80%, man, it's knocking. This thing right here is where it's at. The other thing that this has is 12 hours of battery life over the 10 of the Sonos Roam. Now, with 12 hours of battery life, that's actually not that bad. I mean, if you're running this at say 80% or so, I've gotten about like 9 to 10 hours with this. So this is about true, and it's much louder than the Roam is on Bluetooth, or if the Roam is on Wi-Fi. Like, this is a much louder speaker. So for tech, yeah, you're gonna look at the spec sheet on the Roam and say, wow, that looks good, but a bunch of those features are actually only locked in under Wi-Fi. You can't use them on Bluetooth. Like, I can take 2 of these and stereo pair them on Bluetooth with no problem and have that big immersive sound and get a great sound stage and stereo separation out and about on the go on Bluetooth. I can't do that with the Roam unless I'm at home, right? In my Wi-Fi network, or on my Wi-Fi network. So there's that. So you get a bigger sound, you get more functionality if you're going to be portable with these things, and which is what you're going to want, right? You're going to be mobile and being out with these speakers. Now, both of them are what they call dust moisture resistant. In fact, this speaker and the other one, they're IP67 rated, so it's up to 3 feet for 30 minutes. You can submerge them. I was actually out at the pool with my daughter messing around with this one, and it sounded great. Now, I will say this, if you go underwater with this, the audio will stop, but that's because it loses that Bluetooth connection. As soon as you come back out though and it reconnects to your phone, it actually stays connected, but as soon as you hit play again on your phone, then the music will just start going, and it's great. USB-C for charging, takes about 4 hours to charge, but it is a shorter time with the Roam, albeit it's a shorter battery life too with the Roam. So that's something else to think about as well. This speaker is great. And if you wanted to pair these together, this would absolutely fill up a room. And I think if you're doing a small gathering, maybe with about 10 friends or so, you probably get away with these speakers being your only speaker. I don't know if this would be the speaker that I would use to host a cookout or, a medium size to a big size party with. Probably not. But it's cool that this speaker can come close to that. And for a speaker this size, right, to come with the sound that it comes with is incredible. If anybody asked me what speaker that they would get for a Bluetooth speaker, I would say this. But if you want to go out and be portable, this is where it's at. Guys, thank you for checking out the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.